and many thanks for joining us. You're watching QTV Nightly News coming to you from our studios on Caraba Avenue with me, Ansumana Eswenyase. Here are the main news headlines. At a joint meeting at the Lower River region, President Adama Barrow has pledged more infrastructure projects for the region's development. Katong and Guju fish landing sites are beneficiaries of two life-changing projects, a solar-powered fish dryer and improved fish smoking facility commissioned by the ECOWAS Commission in partnership with the German Embassy. As this year's farming season comes to an end, groundnut farmers in the Lower River region are busy harvesting their produce as they anticipate an improved trade season. The U.S. Embassy in Banjul held the grand opening of a new American corner in Fajara. And in international news, today the 29th is International Day of Solidarity with the people of Palestine. The day provides an opportunity for the international community to focus its attention on the fact that the question of Palestine remains unresolved. Stay tuned for more on these and other stories. And we now take a look at the news in detail. Now, at a joint meeting at the Lower River region, President Adama Barrow has pledged more infrastructure projects for the region's development. This is in addition to ongoing road infrastructure projects and the provision of electricity for the first time to Kiang in this part of the country. Mohamed Lamincho reports.
President Adama Barrow begins his tour of the Lower River region, and his first joint meeting is in Wellingaraba. It is organized for the constituencies of Jara East, Jara West and Jara Central. The President and his entourage receive a warm reception as he arrives to directly interact with these constituents. Ali Kumbaba, the village head of Wellingaraba, welcomes the presidential delegation. The village head outlines poor roads, farmers' lack of machinery, a health post without a doctor, and limited electricity coverage as some of the challenges affecting his people. On behalf of the women, Aja Sajo Sabali talks about the important role women play in politics and the agriculture sector. She appeals to the president to give more support and empower the women to address their challenges. On behalf of the youth, Karim Sow highlights irregular migration as one of the issues of concern in this region. The youth representative recommends government to empower the youth and provide them with a skills training center to enable them to get employed and earn a decent living. The Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmad Lamin Samate, takes the podium for the first time on this tour to respond to people's concern and report on government's progress in the health sector. The minister informed the people of Jara that government is constructing 7 hospitals across the country to improve people's access to health services. Minister Samate reminds the constituents that a school of nursing is being constructed in Bansang to improve the availability of health workers in health facilities in the region. Dr. Samade also speaks of President Barrow's priority for the health sector, which will be reflected in next year's budget. The Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Demba Sabali, takes the floor to communicate with the farmers on government's policies, programs and projects to develop the agriculture sector. Like in previous meetings, Minister Sabali reports on government's timely supply of seeds and subsidy on fertilizer and the allocation of gardens to farmers in Jara through the Roots and Giraffe projects. He further states that cold storage, abattoir, and meat storage and construction of some feeder roads are among the facilities government is providing to communities in Jara. The President goes through a list of the support government has provided to women through the Women's Enterprise Fund, worth millions of dollars. The head of state recognizes the role of women in politics and the development of the country. President Barrow reassures the gathering of universal access to electricity in the Gambia by 2025 and plans to implement more development projects in this region. He, however, discourages the youth from taking irregular migration and sets out his government plan to tackle the problem. The President stresses the opportunities available in the Gambia through which citizens can earn a living, citing himself as an example for living and then returning home from Europe to succeed in business. The itinerary of the presidential tour of Lower River region is Quinella, scheduled for a joint meeting of the constituencies of Kiang East, West and Central, where citizens share common concerns and the need for the improvement of road conditions, provision of farm machinery, electricity and water supply. On the issue of road, President Barrow reports ongoing construction of 87 kilometers of roads in Kiang West and an additional 100 kilometers of road in Kiang Kabada. In an effort to improve the transport sector, President Barrow reveals that ongoing road construction projects across the country stretch up to 365 kilometers. During President Barrow's government, Kiang is one of the several parts of the country for the first time to have access to electricity through the Electricity Expansion Project. The head of state pledges to bring more development to Gambia and Gambians and his unwavering determination to address the socio-economic challenges facing the country. Mahmoud Lamin, QTV News.
Now, Katong and Gunjur fish landing sites are beneficiaries of two life-changing projects. A solar-powered fish dryer and improved fish smoking facility were commissioned by the ECOWAS Commission in partnership with the German Embassy. Mohamed Kajaka attended the ceremony and he now reports.
As part of the ECOWAS Fund for Regional Stabilization and Development, a solar-powered improved fish dryer, the Hohenheim Solar Tunnel Dryer, was built at Katong Fish Landing Site. The facility will improve on the previous fish drying methods of using wooden planks in an open space, which is often unhygienic, exposing those using this method, mainly women and the consumers of the dry fish, to disease. With the tunnel dryer, more fish can be dried to ensure food safety, improve working conditions for women, and boost their income. Elsewhere, Gunjur Fish Landing Site had a new improved smoking facility called Nopale, a stand-alone stove built with enclosed chambers where fish can be put heated with just small fire using a small amount of wood. This method produces little or no smoke, which is a great improvement on the traditional smoking method, which produces heavy smoke in enclosed buildings and posing many health risks to the processors. At the inauguration of the project, various speakers praised the initiative. Karl Botze, Germany's ambassador to the Gambia, Christoph Messenger, a consultant on the project, and Miata Lily French, the ECOWAS resident representative, were present. Fatou Mane spoke on behalf of the women beneficiaries.
Local technology, all the elements you need, the building materials are available here. So this is a model that can be extended and can be brought to the whole of the community here at the fish landing sites at the Gambian coast, and I think that's a great prospect.
We looked at the situation and we started a user-centered design process where the starting point was talking with the women groups about what they like, what they need, what they dislike at the way they're doing fish smoking, and to come up with a technology that serves their idea of how fish smoking should take place.
Smoked fish is very popular across Africa, even Sierra Leone, where I come from. A project such as this is an important part of community life.
This facility you've built for us will benefit us a lot. We are grateful for it. Now, our fish processing capabilities have drastically improved.
These two facilities, inaugurated in Katong and Gunjur, are pilot projects in the Gambia and are expected to be expanded. The FRSD is a program that seeks to strengthen the ECOWAS member states to preemptively react to crises, implement sustainability measures, and improve people's resilience. This project is commissioned and funded by the German Federal Ministry for Cooperation and Development, BMZ, and implemented by GIZ and KFW. Mamudu Gajaga, QTV News.
Now, the head of Operation Clear the Roads has revealed that their exercise of removing illegal structures which have encroached on the roads will continue and the operation will be nationwide. As we hear in this report by my colleague Mahmoud Gajaga, who engaged him.
6 weeks have passed since the commencement of the Operation Clear the Roads, also known as Special Security Operation in the KM and West Coast region. The exercise entails the removal of illegal structures that are deemed to encroach on the roads, public spaces, and pedestrian pavements. Bakari Mane, the commander of Operations Clear the Roads, provided an update on the operation.
So far, so good. We're still within the Greater Banjul area. The operation is still moving slowly, but slowly we're getting results. Currently, we are still on the Westfield Sukuta Jabang route. We're still inside the Sukuta, and we're still going to continue from Sukuta to other routes. Sukuta next. We even have a road map for the next 2 weeks.
Some of the areas cleared so far include Westfield Brikama Highway, Serekunda Market, Tipper Garage Road, Brikama Main Road, and Market. The operation is currently underway along the Sukuta Jabang Road. According to Mr. Mane, the majority of those affected by the exercise are cooperating. Contrary to speculation, he clarified that no location will be spared.
As far as this operation is concerned, in as much as you are within the road corridor, no place is untouchable. There are evidences on the screen where government institutions are building that are within the corridor being touched, they've been demolished.
The public reaction to the exercise has been mixed, with many seeing it as beneficial in terms of easing traffic and movement of people, particularly pedestrians using the sidewalks. Others, however, have criticized the operation's harshness. Despite the statement that no area will be spared, specific places have been mentioned, such as Westfield Traffic Light Road at Kairaba Avenue, which is yet to be cleared. Mr. Mane responds.
Kairaba Avenue is a day work for us. To clear this one, we'll clear it within a day, and the story will be ended. So we will come, and I know people have been saying this, people have been sending all these things to me personally on my WhatsApp, and we are not responding because all we know is Kairaba Avenue is part of Gambia, and Kairaba Avenue equally is part of our operation. So Kairaba Avenue is going to be clean.
Since the beginning of the operations Clear the Roads, KM and West Coast regions have been the areas of concentration. Bakari Mane says places like Basse, Farafenye and Soma are also going to be part of the operations.
So we are coming Basse, we are coming Farafenye, everywhere. Basse, start moving. Everyone is complaining about the narrowness of that place. So start moving those that are affected before we get there. Because when we get there, one day it needs to be cleaned up, and we will make it, we'll clean it up.
It is hoped that once the operation concludes and there is acceptance that it is permanent, it will clear the main highways and markets of any obstructions that delay traffic and movement of people and reduce the numbers of accidents that occur as a result. Mamadou Gajaga, QTV News.
And the report there by Mamadou Gajaga will lead us to the commercial break, but the news continues when we return.
University welcomes international guests, graduating students, and all other distinguished guests to the smiling coast of West Africa, the Gambia. Established in 2008 under the United Nations Treaty Series, Euclid University is an intergovernmental organization with a university mandate and has over the years transformed to become a center of excellence in higher education. Join us on Wednesday, November 29, 2023 at the prestigious Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara International Conference Center in Bijilo for a memorable graduation ceremony and celebrating 10 years of great achievements of Euclid University, the Gambia. We are honored to welcome esteemed dignitaries under the patronage of our Chief Guest of Honor, Professor Per Gomez, the Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology of the Gambia.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled device. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. Following the commercial break, be reminded you're watching QTV Nightly News coming to you from our studios on Kairaba Avenue, and I am Ansumane Sonyase. Now, as this year's farming season comes to an end, groundnut farmers in the Lower River region are busy harvesting their produce as they anticipate an improved trade season. Our regional correspondent Bakari Balde engaged some of them in their various farms and filed this report.
Groundnut farmers in this part of the country are wrapping up for this year's farming season. According to them, there was a significant improvement for the timely availability of fertilizer and good rains, which have had a great impact on the farm produce. Ibrahim Kamara, a groundnut farmer and teacher, said he inherited farming from his father and has some words about the sales of groundnut this year.
My wish is that let there be an increment in the price of groundnut from last year, at least up to $40, $45, or $50,000. As farmers, we survive from the sale of our produce. Now that prices of commodities are increasing, we are expected to buy them despite the prices.
Fadu Aketa, another groundnut farmer and mechanic, said the produce from his farm is for both commercial and family use, and further outlined how he manages two jobs.
Farming is not easy and it requires a lot of investment. I am a mechanic as well, but once it starts raining, I go to the farm.
Many groundnut farmers raise concerns about the distant and inadequate groundnut sectors in the provinces. Mohamed Njai, the managing director of the National Food Security Processing and Marketing Corporation, in an interface with groundnut farmers earlier this month in Juneau, outlined steps taken to address the matter.
The director of Depot and Logistics, he mentioned that he went on a tour to do an assessment of all the equipment that are needed for the processing. We've actually started working on some of them already, but some other areas like the road rehabilitation, we are going to engage some government agencies to see how we can collaborate and do that maintenance, because these are access roads that are very important for farmers to transport their groundnuts from the sectors to the depot. So we have started, and I think I want to believe that we have done almost 60 to 70% of the works, but before the trade season starts, we would have completed it by then.
Ibrahim Kamara and Fadu Aketa have this advice for the youths.
Is a self-employed.
Whoever wants to farm, I will encourage them to do so. If you work in the farm, the returns will be good. Even though farming is tough, you will surely reap the benefits depending on how much you invest.
As the trade season begins, groundnut farmers are anticipating for a lucrative price for the sale of groundnut from the National Food Security Processing and Marketing Corporation, and further call for mechanized agriculture to involve more young people. Taking on board similar concerns, President Barrow announced at the first stop of his current Meet the People tour that government will buy groundnuts from farmers at $38,000 a ton. He further urged farmers to sell to the government rather than other buyers. Bakari Balle, QTV News.
Now, the U.S. Embassy in Banjul held the grand opening of the new American Corner in Fajara next to the Tropics Hotel. The center will serve as a space where the public, especially students and teachers, can access a wide range of resources, programs, and host and attend events. Julian Jai attended the opening, and this is her report.
The new American Corner promises enhanced facilities and an even stronger focus on community engagement. They aim to create a hub for valuable information, education, and cultural exchange. Sharon L. Cromer, the U.S. ambassador, says the center is not just a building, but a living symbol of the values and the enduring friendship that unites the two countries.
Especially proud of the Fajara American Corner, because it will be a space where Gambians can explore American literature, history, and culture through books, films, and interactive activities. It will be a place for workshops, lectures, events that foster understanding, tolerance, and appreciation of the similarities as well as the differences of our two countries. We also want to encourage Gambian entrepreneurs to use this corner to collaborate and build the dreams that advance economic development in this beautiful country.
Professor Pierre Gomez, Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, expresses appreciation to the American Embassy in the promotion of education in the Gambia.
We must recognize the significance, that is this center as a wellspring of inspiration that will undoubtedly resonate with generations to come. May this esteemed library serve as a sanctuary for profound intellectual exploration, a potent catalyst for transformative positive change, and a resounding testament to the indomitable power of education in shaping a luminous and promising future.
Here is Juma Balde, Program Manager at American Corner.
Since its opening in 2010, the American Corner has hosted a variety of educational and cultural programs each year. That is, it has provided more than 5,000 unique programs and received over 10,000 users, with a particular focus on the 3 E's, which are education, employment, and entrepreneurship. It also houses a wide variety of English language learning tools, including extensive online databases and an e-library. The Corner offers all these services, programs, and resources to the public at no cost.
There are over 400 American Corners in 60 countries around the world and are vibrant hubs for culture, knowledge, and ideas. For QTV News, I am Julden Jai.
And the report there by Julden Jai will lead us to international news in a moment. Now, today, the 29th, is International Day of Solidarity with the people of Palestine. The day provides an opportunity for the international community to focus its attention on the fact that the question of Palestine remains unresolved and that the Palestinian people have yet to attain their inalienable rights as defined by the General Assembly. Julian Jai has the details.
The International Day of Solidarity with the Palestinian people is observed on or around 29th of November each year, following UN General Assembly resolutions passed in December 1977 and December 1979. The 29th of November was chosen because of its significance to the Palestinian people. It marks the day in 1947 when the General Assembly adopted a resolution which came to be known as the Partition Resolution. That resolution provided for the establishment in Palestine of a Jewish state and an Arab state, with Jerusalem as a separate entity under a special international regime. Of the 2 states to be created under this resolution, only one, Israel, has so far come into being. The Palestinian people, who now number more than 8 million, live primarily in the Palestinian territory occupied by Israel since 1967. Including East Jerusalem, in Israel, in neighboring Arab states, and in refugee camps in the region. In response to the call of the United Nations, various activities are undertaken annually by governments and civil society in observance of the day. An exhibit entitled Palestine, a Land with a People, will be inaugurated on November 29, 2023, and remain on display at United Nations headquarters in the Visitors Lobby in New York until January 8, 2024. The exhibit commemorates the Palestinian Nakba, meaning catastrophe, a deeply traumatic event which took place during the 1948 Arab-Israeli War, when more than half of the Palestinian people were expelled or fled their homes and became refugees. This exhibit showcases photographs, videos, and art depicting different episodes in the Palestinian journey before, during, and after the Nakba. It serves as a reminder that close to 6 million Palestinians are refugees. This year's commemoration comes during one of the darkest chapters in the history of the Palestinian people. Hundreds of thousands of these refugees have experienced an additional forced displacement, while thousands were killed during the 2023 Gaza war, amid a situation described by the UN Secretary General as a humanitarian catastrophe. Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations, expressed sincere condolences to the thousands of families who are mourning their loved ones. This includes members of the United Nations family killed in Gaza. He said, and I quote, "The United Nations will not waver in its commitment to the Palestinian people. Today and every day, let us stand in solidarity with the aspirations of the Palestinian people to achieve their inalienable rights and build a future of peace, justice, security, and dignity for all." End of quote. This year, more than ever, the International Day of Solidarity with People of Palestine is forcing the world to try and find a just solution for the people of Palestine. For QTV News, I am Julden Yai.
And I'm afraid that's all about it for this bulletin. But before we take a leave of you, here's a recap from main headlines. At a joint meeting at the Lower River region, President Adama Barrow has pledged more infrastructure projects for the region's development. Katong and Gunjur fish landing sites are beneficiaries of two life-changing projects, a solar-powered fish dryer and improved fish smoking facility commissioned by the ECOWAS Commission in partnership with the German Embassy. As this year's farming season comes to an end, groundnut farmers in the Lower River region are busy harvesting their produce as they anticipate an improved trade season. The U.S. Embassy in Banjul held the grand opening of a new American corner in Fajara. And in international news, today the 29th is International Day of Solidarity with the people of Palestine. The day provides an opportunity for the international community to focus its attention on the fact that the question of Palestine remains unresolved. That's all we have for you in this bulletin. To join us at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Thanks for watching.